And as Quincy Hindmarsh just puts that pitch just outside, we are underway here at the 2024 Barclay Cup. I'm Amy McCann, and sitting alongside me is Ali Beberay, a couple of Emeralds, current and former Emeralds, sitting in this room calling the Barclay Cup. As we see, that ball is grounded to second base for the second out. If you're just joining us, fantastic work by not only the grounds crew but the live stream crew getting this underway. A couple of technical glitches as we expect on day one. Everyone's a bit nervous, but we are underway here, and we are in the Chapman Gardens Baseball Oval in Penrith. Ali, have you been?
No, I haven't actually.
We're going to be getting used to this field. I have actually played on this field myself, having grown up in Sydney, but we have the opening day clash here of the Barclay Cup, named in honour of the legendary Jacinda Barclay, and we have the Victoria Dingoes up against the Jacinda Giants, and we will talk a lot about the legacy of Jacinda Barclay and also all of the names that we see here at the event. Many of them have a connection to Barkey. As we can see, Kendra Rutgers in the box for the Victoria Dingoes. Starting off, Alyssa Jamieson struck out, looking probably a little bit of a generous strike zone.
Very generous strike zone on that third strike.
You as a pitcher would have been very, very happy with that call, though.
Definitely.
Yes. Shout out to all the umpires this week, doing a great job. We see Quincy Hindmarsh on the hill to pitching to Ruby Delacour-Batch. Sorry, Riley Delacour-Batch. So there's a bit of a good crowd headed out to Penrith this morning.
I think one thing the Dingoes batters have done so far is taking deep counts, which is good. Especially on day one, see what they're throwing, what they're dealing.
Rutgers takes the walk. So as we said, this is the Barclay Cup. This is a third edition of the Barclay Cup. We are in Penrith in Sydney, and first edition 2022 held on the Gold Coast, and then last year held at the Corinne Cats Baseball Club over in Perth. So we've moved to Sydney. So as we said, it's named in honour of Jacinda Barclay, who I had the pleasure of playing with and against and getting to know over such a long period of time in the Australian team and great level. And that's a great pitch there from Quincy. We'll talk a lot about Jacinda this week. We'll talk a lot about women's baseball, Australian women's baseball, these players. Ali will give us her insights across the days on pitching and hitting and everything else.
I'm also excited to learn a bit about Jacinda. I didn't get to play with her. Heard plenty of stories from people who have played with her, but I'm excited to learn more about her as well.
Oh, and that's a great pitch there from Riley Delacour-Batch. She gets Lily Strawn swinging, and Kendra Rutgers left stranded on the base. So that is the opening inning of the Barclay Cup, and the Jacinda Giants, Victoria Dingoes. It is 0-all. As we said, this is the third event. It's absolutely fantastic event. It started today, finishes on Sunday. There is a rest day. They get to go, not sure where they'll go. They might head out to the Blue Mountains, see some of those parts. They have a rest day on Wednesday, and then it wraps up on Saturday. But you were talking about Jacinda and learning more. If you are listening to this live stream, make sure you jump onto the Barclay Cup social media channels, because there was a great video last night. Ali, you and I watched that. We had Tani Lovering, Katie Gaynor, Laura Needs, hosting a fantastic panel that also had Claire O'Sullivan and Geordie Richardson, all friends, teammates with Jacinda Barclay, and they spoke to all of the players at a dinner last night. What did you take from that, Ali?
Just Jacinda's resilience. One thing I learned last night that I didn't know is she had a motorbike accident. Was in a wheelchair for, I think she said 20 months, and still come back and play at an elite level is really impressive. Coming back from any injury is hard, but that sounds particularly impressive.
She was in the Australian squad when that happened. I do remember hearing that Barkey had a motorbike accident, which sort of wasn't surprising. Barkey did. I think the amazing thing about Barkey, as we all know, this Jacinda Giants team is named after Barkey, after she was drafted and played in the GWS Giants in the AFL Women's, and she did so many sports for Australia, and she was just, whether it was playing baseball, playing football, doing surfing, doing, as we said, doing her motorbike. She just did everything she possibly could. She packed so much into her life, and it wasn't surprising that she broke her ankles, but she did come back and played few more World Cups after that. So
it's impressive.
Yeah, she was amazing. So as we see, we start off the bottom of the first inning, and that is lefty Kendra Rutgers, the only lefty on the Victorian rosters. Ali, we know Kendra Rutgers quite well.
Yes, yeah, little Kenny.
She is part of the Doncaster Baseball Club Victorian team. She's one of the OGs of this. This is her third Barclay Cup.
Yes, I think there's 3 or 4 across the 2 Victorian sides that have been at all 3, and Kendra's one of those.
So the leading off for the New South Wales Giants team, this is Gemma Pecker. Age range for these players, 13 to 16. And you see that Gemma hits that ball to shortstop. That's a nice running in play. Good running there from Gemma, though. Olivia Walker unable to get that play. That was a really good play by Olivia. Always nice to get the first play under the belt.
Gets the nerves out.
I was going to say, how nervous do you think? I mean, 13 to 16, I was playing baseball, but I wasn't playing baseball on a live stream for a state. What were you doing at 13 to 16?
I was still playing multiple sports. Back in high school, I was playing everything. I think I was probably doing basketball at that point.
We see the next batter. This is Taylor Jones.
Tall number 10 in the box there.
Yes, got a runner on first. As a lefty, obviously as a first base runner at first base, you got the lefty. What are you looking for? I know you're a right-handed pitcher, Ali, but what do you think Kendra's thinking about?
She'd be staring her down, making sure that she's staying until she's committed to the pitch if she's going to go. And I
got that left-hander on yours, and they play. If they pick off and they go past that 45, that angle, they can get called a balk, but we don't need to worry about that. That's all. Taylor Jones. Madison Ford. Madison Forbes chops that on the right side to first base. Great piece of team batting there. None out. Runners on first and second. We talk about a minimum job, and she's done that right there, Ali.
Definitely has. And good job from Jamison at first base. Made the fumble, but made sure of at least 1 out on the play. That's what you need on that.
So we go from none out, runners on first and second. We now have 2 runners in scoring position. So really great piece of hitting from Madison Forbes, which brings up starting pitcher Riley Delacour-Batch. So should be thinking right now, probably thinking Kendra's been around the zone a bit.
Definitely, yeah.
So maybe thinking I'm really going to be looking for my pitch, maybe hitting off 1 strike, maybe.
Well, the other thing to consider is Kendra is now without a runner on first, has changed to a wind-up. Generally, if a pitch is changed to a wind-up, that's probably where they're more comfortable than from the set position. So you'd expect more strikes as well.
Dingoes. Talk about the Giants after the GWS Giants, the Victoria Dingoes, named after Barclay Dingo. It's one of the nicknames that Barky would call herself. We would call her Barky Dingo, and it's great to see that the spirit is living on, not just in the name of the tournament, but as we said, the dinner last night, and also the names of all these teams. As Riley Delacour-Batch pops that just over the shortstop, and that will plate the first run of the 2024 Barclay Cup. And the first run for the Jacinda Giants, who go up 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning over the Victoria Dingoes. That was a really nice piece of hitting from Riley Delacour-Batch, just out of in that little Bermuda Triangle area.
Most annoying spot for a batter to hit as a pitcher.
And with the second base open, Delacour-Batch will steal second base once again. Two runners in scoring position as it brings up the number 5 hitter. This is Chelsea Wicks. Chelsea Wicks, this is what I love about baseball. Chelsea Wicks loves playing baseball and says a bad day can always turn into a fantastic day when baseball is included.
I would definitely agree.
I think it doesn't matter how you're feeling. You know what? I would have loved a bit of a sleep in today. I'm on holidays, but you know when you're getting up early and you're calling baseball. You know what? I agree with you, Chelsea. Baseball it's okay to get up early.
Holidays and baseball, you don't mind getting up early.
And that's a great comeback there from Kendra Rutgers. Good up that there.
Yeah, and at a time when it's needed as well, because now, even though there's 2 in scoring position, you've got 2 out. Just need 1 out there to retire the side with only 1 run in.
This brings up Ashley Young. Ashley Young is actually part of the Cronulla Sharks Junior Baseball, the Fairfield Phoenix Baseball Club. Shout out to any of those 2 clubs that are watching. And I know that Ashley's favourite player is actually Takara Heldenhace. And Takara, quite timely, if you haven't checked out the Team Australia social media channels, Takara is actually over in Japan at the moment playing. She actually hit a walk-off in her league game. See that? It was a nice hit down leftward line. And
definitely see Takara's excitement out of the box. She knew she'd done what was needed for the team there.
Yep, and she had the pile on at second base, and no, it's good. So head on to Team Australia's, catch a bit of Takara action while we see Ashley Young here, looking to add to the 1-0 scoreline. And she's driven that ball into left field, and that will drop in, and 1 run will score, another run will score. And 2 out running there allowed that runner from second base to score pretty easily. And that will now be a 3-0 lead here to the Giants with 2 out in the bottom of the first inning. So Kendra now with 2 out really needs to focus here on this batter to really sort of stem this bleeding here. This Bianca really comes up with that.
Really similar to Young just prior to her. Both have come up swinging. They're ready for strikes. Both swung at the first 2 pitches. I'm afraid to get cracking early on.
Seven teams at this event. Everyone plays each other once, and then on Friday and Saturday we have the finals and the medal games. It is a participation tournament. It is the similar age group to the national championships, but it is a participation. We see the teams are quite evenly selected as Kendra Rutgers fights back to strike out Grilly there to end the inning, but not before the Jacinda Giants plate 3 runs here in the opening game of the opening day of the Barclay Cup. It's the Jacinda Giants 3-0 up against the Victoria Dingoes. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to the Chapman Gardens Baseball Oval in Penrith, just west of Sydney. Or it's in Sydney, but it's west of Sydney. It's east of the Blue Mountains. This is the opening day of the Barclay Cup. We have the Victoria Dingoes, the Jacinda Giants. It is the top of the second inning. 3 runs there for the Giants there, Ali. I'm Amy McCann. Alison, Ali Beberay. I'm using formal names today. It's just that important. This is Ollie Walker leading off for the Dingoes. Riley Delacour Batch still on the hill. Ali, how have you seen the pitching so far in this first inning of the Barclay Cup?
It's been a lot of strikes, which is good. A lot of swings of the bat, a few strikeouts. So definitely around the zone. I may have been a little bit distracted by Quincy's glove. I do appreciate a pretty glove.
I was going to say that. So Ali Beberay, member of the 2023 Australian Emeralds that contested the World Cup qualies over at Thunder Bay in Canada. Ali, one of the absolute standouts for the Australian team on the hill, and she's here checking out the pitches and their actions, but also checking out the gloves. And I'm the same with you. I love checking out the cleats. Who's got some colours? Who's got the pop of colour? Who's got the matching? Is it the matching bat and the gloves and the cleats?
Ooh,
Things like that. We're going to be looking out for that this week. But yes, Riley Delacour Batch's glove does look. She's got a bit of pop of colour. That was a bit of a crush foul down the left field line there from Ollie Walker. We know Ollie well from Victoria, you and I, and he does swing a mean bat. That's an aggressive at-bat. I'm okay with that at-bat. Then we talk about strikeouts, and there can be good strikeouts, there can be bad strikeouts, and that's a first at-bat for a whole tournament. She's gone up there. She's had a hard crack down left field line, and she's gone up there swinging.
Yeah, no, definitely. I always prefer a strikeout swinging or a strikeout looking, but to have that crack before that, it'll come, Ollie.
As we see, this is Ayla McCallum. So Ayla McCallum is actually, you know what, we talk about how far these girls have travelled to go to Penrith to contest Barclay Cup. Ayla McCallum is actually one of the 3 players in the Victorian rosters that actually drive 3 hours to go to training. There's players that live up in the
Paul Punker
and yeah, like water. So far away, and it's amazing. Like Paul Punker in the middle of Victoria, north of Melbourne, and she takes a strike there, and they would drive for 6 hours collective to go to Altona, to go to the Baseball Victoria Prospects program that these players went through for the last couple of months. And I mean, we complain sometimes we're just hitting the ring road in Melbourne, and they're driving 6 hours. Like, tip my cap.
I think there'd be more time in the car than on the field.
You would. You'd hope, you know what, your parents would be driving, you'd be napping, you'd be checking out your TikToks, you'd be studying. And that's another strikeout there for Riley Delacour Batch. But again, Ayla McCallum, the Dingoes are going up. They're going up and swinging. And Ali, you would maybe know some of the tactics of the Dingoes team. Your husband is the head coach of the Dingoes. Is that his tactic of being aggressive in the box?
Oh, definitely. I know he's got quite a few girls there that are ready to swing, and we're seeing that in the at-bats. But, you know, it's really hard to score runs if you don't swing the bat. And that's true at any level of baseball.
This is Sarah Fielden. Sarah's dad, Andrew, is head coach of the Hornets, the second Victorian team. So 2 Victorian teams. There are 3 New South Wales teams. And that's a nice pitch low and outside there. We have 3 teams from New South Wales, 2 from Victoria, 1 coming all the way from the West Coast Rays team, and 1 coming from Adelaide, the Seahorses, which you and I will be repping some Seahorses merch, some Rays merch. We've got all the merch. We love it. It's all about the merch, baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's some good, we will talk about it this week, but there's some good, I know we're both Victorians, we love Victorians, but I will go for a team that gives me some free merch, but no, that has good merch, and that's just chopped foul. Some good looking teams. Yeah, the teams here with the participation tournament, we know they want to go hard, but it is about evenness, and the teams are quite even.
Yes, and I do know that Victoria have evenly split their teams there. They used a seeding process and then split them that way from trials.
It's a nice pitch there from Delacour Batch to send steer a field, and that's 3 batters, 3 strikeouts, Ali.
Yeah, Quincy's doing really well up on the hill there.
You would know a little bit about that, though, Ali. You've pitched an immaculate inning.
I have, yes.
Can you tell the listeners what is an immaculate inning and when did you do it?
An immaculate innings is 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts in one innings. I did that last summer as part of the Premier Women's program down here in the Victorian Summer Baseball League. To be honest, I didn't know I'd thrown it until I came off and someone said, that was an immaculate innings. I actually had to ask what an immaculate innings was. Pretty stoked with that performance for sure.
Yes, 9. The only one would be 3 pitches, 3 outs. Would be impressive. I mean, if you are the third batter and you are swinging at that third pitch, we need to have a chat. But
I did that over winter actually.
3 pitches and 3 outs.
Yes.
I want to talk to that person that was swinging at that first
I will
pitch.
admit I threw the fattest strike that batter would ever see because I really did not think that they would swing at that. But apparently it was too juicy to give up.
You see Kendra Rutgers is still on the hill. These tournaments do have... Tournament baseball is always a lot of fun. There are a lot of rules. There are pitch counts. There are obviously game durations. There's catching restrictions. There's things like that. So it'll be a lot of juggling for the coaches. I didn't play a hell of a lot of juniors because it wasn't quite... There was no junior girls baseball when I was growing up, but played a lot of tournament baseball as a junior and also as a senior. So I tip my cap to all of the coaches at these events having to work out the participation of every player must have 3 defensive outs or 6 runs in every single game. You've got to make sure you keep eyes on pitch counts, and obviously there's catching restrictions and things like that. So it's not just about writing a lineup and coaching first and third base. There's a lot of strategic number crunching.
Oh, I mean, that's the case with any tournament ball. But particularly, when you've got those restrictions and minimum plays that you've got to get in place. I know that these guys at Barclay this year are playing under the Junior League, Little League rules.
Mm-hmm. So the distance on the base paths are...
I believe they're playing 70-foot bases.
Oof, that's just foul. That's a nice piece. This is Quincy Hindmarsh up to bat.
Love a pitcher who gets to bat.
Of course you do. Always pleading your case are the pitchers.
See some seahorses in
I
there.
was just about to say the seahorses as Quincy lines this into left centre. And that will run to the fences and she will run into second base. Ball just gets away there, but that's a nice piece of hitting there from Quincy Hindmarsh. Quincy Hindmarsh represented New South Wales at the Youth Women's Championships that was held at Altona earlier this year alongside the Australian Women's Championships, as we see Ali. Dan Beberay out changing Kendra. I think that's a good decision there. Your thoughts on, I guess, Kendra's performance there and that decision to take her out, I guess, early in the second?
Yeah, with the pitching restrictions, there's obviously a certain amount of she throws will depend, how many she throws will depend on when she can come back out again. So potentially keeping her on a short leash for the first day so that he can use her again sooner in the tournament rather than later in the tournament. I have a feeling in his back pocket there is a little Bingo plush toy, which is their team mascot, because Bingo looks like a dingo. Bingo from Bluey.
Bingo from Bluey. Okay, so Bingo is Bingo a dingo?
I think Bingo's a dog,
Okay.
but Bingo looks like a Bluey. Looks like a dingo.
Okay, we're going to say it's a Bingo. It's very, very cute. We'll have to try and get a picture of it on air. So he has, as head coach, he has to carry Bingo around in his back pocket the whole day, the whole week. Maybe it's might go to the player of the game each day. Who knows? As we see, there is a pitching change here for the Dingoes. It is Maddie Haynes. Maddie Haynes is, in Ben's own words, one of the hardest throwing girls who actually trialled for the Barclay Cup. And the Barclay Cup girls down here in Victoria went through the Baseball Victoria High Performance Prospects program under the head coach Samantha Hamilton there, when they had some trials out at Altona and then 2 months of training out there on Wednesday nights. And I know you were down to a lot of those trainings, and we were both down at the trials. It was impressive to see the girls really embrace that level of training.
Bit of a step up from their previous years. But I think that they really, really enjoyed and embraced that step up. Definitely a big step up for a lot of their club training.
This is Lily O'Sullivan in the box. It's actually from North Spears. She is from Lismore. And actually played for Cairns in the Queensland State titles last year. So she's travelling a bit. She's put in the miles. We'll talk about how far you'll go to play women's baseball. She's travelling up and down the eastern seaboard of Australia just to get some games in. She takes that pitch inside. But
I have been to Lismore.
yes, we were in Lismore. Amazing time in Lismore this last May for women's and girls baseball. You can see Marsh taking third base there, and Ayla McCallum unable to throw her out, and that will be runners on first and third now. So we have runners on the corners, none out here. New pitcher. And that's the way you come back. First pitch strike. Two great pitches there, down pretty much down the guts, as you'd say.
Down Main Street.
It just gets away. Hyde-Marsh unable to score on that. Looks like a short backdrop and bouncing back off that rubber. And O'Sullivan will head into second base. So none out, 2 runners in scoring position. So an opportunity now as a batter. What are you thinking, Ali, if you're up, runners on second and third, and you've got none out? What's your minimum job right now as a batter?
Score at least one. If that's a deep sack, it's ground ball.
That's good. Really good outside pitch there from Maddie Haynes. So she gets that first out, which still runners in scoring position. So again, so we see LeGrice up to bat. She knows that if she puts one on the right side, all she has to do is turn on one, ground ball to first base person or second base person. We know that's going to be another run for the Giants here. So sometimes that little bit of thinking, you can overwhelm yourself sometimes, maybe going up thinking, I have to score 2 runs here. No, you don't.
Minimum job. And you know what? Minimum job here with one out is get yourself on. It's another person on the bases, more pressure on the pitcher, and you've still got people behind you who can push you around.
Charlie LeGrice up to bat. wearing number 12, which is her two dogs, the ages of her two dogs. So I have two dogs, so I'm actually... Charlie is already my favourite player from today. If you're going to wear a playing top that represents your dogs, I love it.
What type of dogs do you reckon she's got, Amy?
I don't know. I'm going to need to find out. If the Grice family is listening, you can tell me what dogs you've got. I'm very keen to know. Charlie LaGrice, also her favourite women's baseball player is all of them. As she takes a walk there, load the bases. One out, and this will bring up the number 1. Always love number 1, hidden by the ponytail there. This is Nicola Blyton. She chases that first pitch, and that is foul. Just to
Not a strike on that one, but the umpire has been consistently calling that outside strike.
He has, and I think I like that. It's a good zone. It's an elite zone. Girls can learn how to pitch that elite zone. Shout out to all the umpires this week. Can't talk without them. Shout out to the scorers, to the supporters, to the orange cutters.
I was going to say the canteen ladies.
Canteen ladies and men. We were talking about Lismore before. We'll talk about Lismore, the Little League Girls National Championships, the world's first ever. And the showcase was held up there. And if you want to talk about grounds crew and how well a group of people from every person that was at the event can ensure that a tournament and games are held, the crew up at Lismore, Far North Coast Baseball Association, I've never seen anything like it. What they did to get that field up and going, and that walk to Blyton will plate the 4th run for the Jacinda Giants. 1 out.
I mentioned earlier, Amy, you get that runner on the loaded bases, is suddenly a bit more pressure on the pitcher there.
This is Piper Finlayson. Now we have what we do in these tournaments is we bat through. Yes. So every team will have a roster of 12 to 14 players, and they will obviously have their starting 9, but then they will bat through. So everybody will bat. So Finlayson is the 13th of 13. So she's not starting in the field, but it's a great thing. Excuse me, it's a great thing that we get, like everyone gets an at-bat. Not as much riding the pine, I guess, for each of the players. They all get to be part of the game. That's ball 4 there from Maddie Haynes. Maddie Haynes is from the Research Roadrunners, still one of the best mascot names of club, wearing the
maroon and gold.
Yeah, the maroon and gold. A little bit of Brisbane Broncos type colour down here in Melbourne, the Research Roadrunners. Maddie Haynes is like all these girls. I love reading their little bios, and we remember them from the Little League Nationals and the Youth Nationals, but it's like they've got a little bio now. They've played their 3rd Barclay Cup and their 2nd Nationals. They've played a Little League Nationals. It's like the amount of baseball they are getting at this age is like, it just makes me so happy. I never get any of this, but like now they get to do it. We get to watch it.
Yeah, we get to talk about it.
Straight back at here. We have to bring our glove. Try and catch it on. That was a good effort. See Amy Salabar, the coach of the New South Wales Giants at third base. Jordan Richardson's actually one of the coaches, the assistant coach of this team. You know Geordie well, Ellie?
Yeah, went away to Canada with Geordie last year. playing third base, had plenty of little quips with her before the inning starts. Third baseman gives a hit to the ball.
We are back to the top of the lineup. There's Gemma Pecker. Gemma and her sister Bree, one of the sisters combos of this tournament. Yeah, Geordie Richardson. It was interesting. Geordie made her debut as, I think, 15, 16-year-old at the 2016 World Cup. Missed out on 2018, and then obviously we all missed out on 2020 with the pandemic, and long time between drinks for 7 years for Geordie in jerseys, but great to see her back in the green and gold.
Oh, anytime you're seeing someone back in the green and gold, you know it's an impressive effort. It's an effort making it the first time, but to come back, especially after such a long break.
6-0 now to Jacinda Giants. 1 out here, bases loaded. Layla Jones. To that, we talk about Geordie Richardson. We talk about Geordie, chatting to Geordie before this tournament. She had a lot of great words to say about all the players, but looking forward to seeing Taylor Jones actually on the mound this week. So looking forward to see how they all approach this event. Again, that outside. I'm loving it.
As a pitcher, I've always said I don't care where the umpire zone is, so as it's consistently there, he's consistently giving that one. I think that pitch is in the same spot there, and Jones knew she had to swing at it because it's getting called, so it's a strike.
That one's that little bit too outside there. Ayla McCallum does a good job to stop that from going to the back net.
Bengal gives us a good shot at Maddie's mechanics there. She's very elegant, very flowing. Found out just before we came away that she actually does ballet. I think that a fair bit in her mechanics there as she throws strike free for the second out.
I think the core and the control of the body and would actually translate, I think, very well. I think pitching is one of the hardest things to do, I think, in all of world sport, to have that composure. That ball is just chopped foul. Good job picking that up there. That's Ruby Llewellyn, who's actually come into the game at third base.
I think the other thing the extended lineup allows is those quick changes for the fielding. Everyone's already in the game. It's just changing who's fielding where.
There is, and this will be the call out for the whole week. There will be go easy on us, because not only is it a lineup of 12 to 14 players, we also have ghost runners. We have courtesy runners. There are players coming in off the field. It seems like every single inning. If a pitcher or catcher gets on, we can have a ghost runner, kind of speed up runner. If there is someone that needs to come onto pitch and they're in the field, they have to come off, and there's another person will take their place. So there are players coming on and off all the time, and stick with us as we attempt to keep up with the changes. If you are watching at home, welcome, but also you can jump onto Game Changer, see those scores, and as I said, if you haven't followed Barclay Cup on socials, make sure you do. The Baseball New South Wales crew are doing a great job. Really cute video went up this morning, which we will hopefully, the great broadcast crew will bring to you in this game. Really, really cool little video of what the Barclay Cup means to everybody. And that is another run across the plate, and we will see pitching coach for the Dingoes,
Jasmine Bentley.
Jasmine Bentley. She is a Victorian elite women's player, national champion from this year. We know her in the outfield, we know her on the base class, but she is here as a pitching coach. What do you think she's saying to Maddie Haynes right now?
She got the catcher out as well, so it's probably just a, hey, let's take a deep breath, reset. Jazzy going out as opposed to Dan going out means it's definitely not going to be a change. It's just a confidence boost, a settle down and a confidence boost. There's 2 out. Just go after the batter.
Riley Delacour-Batch. Delacour-Batch knocked in the Giants' first run in that first inning with that ball into left field.
This is Riley's 3rd Barclay, so she's been at every edition so far.
And that'll be another walk for the Giants. That will be the 8th run, the 5th run of this inning. There is a 6-run, I guess, mercy rule per inning, the max. So with the bases loaded now, they will only be able to score 1 more run before the inning will switch over.
Here are Dingoes cheering on their pitcher there. Always good to hear.
This is Chelsea Wicks. Bat. She struck out last at bat. She'll be definitely looking to reverse that. And just, she's one of the OGs. It's her 3rd Barclay Cup. I mean, it'll be her last Barclay Cup. Like the graduating class. Is there a homecoming? Is there a farewell? Chelsea's an Eastern Suburbs Dolphins and East Hills Raptors player. And she takes a nice hack there. Miss Claire O'Sullivan is her favourite player, and I think Claire would be pretty happy with that hack. You know, Claire swings a mean bat, so it's a pretty good idol to have. Up bat from Chelsea, just looking. She knows that there's been a lot of pitches outside. She goes and doesn't take that one. Takes that previous one. Interesting to see. That's a fantastic comeback from Maddie Haynes. The Jacinda Giants, they scored 5 runs. Victoria Dingoes looking to get on the board when we come back for the 3rd inning here on the opening day of the Barclay Cup. Welcome back to the opening day of the 2024 Barclay Cup. My name is Amy McCann, six-time World Cup Australian Emerald, and joining alongside me is current Emerald, Ali Beberay. 8 runs to the Giants over the Dingoes. Ali, how have you seen the game so far?
Look, the Giants have been attacking the ball and throwing well, and it's hard to compete against.
Nice pitch and a nice hack there. This is Zali Packer up. We can hear lots of murmuring in the crowd there. If you're near the mic, there is a hot mic, but we're loving to hear the conversations. There's a good crowd that has started filing into Chapman Gardens Baseball Oval. I have played there before. That is in Penrith, just on the way to the Blue Mountains. So shout out to everyone there. Baseball New South Wales and the Penrith City Council supporting this great event. So shout out to everybody at the McKillop Baseball Club and Baseball New South Wales for getting this event up and running. Muggy day in Western Sydney today.
So we've heard they had some rain this morning. I think it hit us just during the second innings.
Full disclosure, we are not in Sydney. We are actually calling this game from Melbourne, such is the technology of... Not just technology these days, and the great work by the broadcast crew, Baseball New South Wales, to make this happen, to allow us to sit here and talk baseball in Melbourne. And wherever you're tuning in, we've just had some messages. We've got some people tuning in from Queensland. It's fantastic to be able to sit here and talk baseball. I mean, who would not want to talk baseball all week? As Sally Packer, great bit of catching there from Delacour Batch, who's actually moved behind the plate now. We have Quincy
Imarsh still on the hill to Delacour back there.
So that was me getting it the wrong way around. My pitches and catches. This is why I don't want to coach tournament baseball. There are too many things. Let me just talk about it. One down here in the top of the third. Brings up Paige Anders, one of the 2 players with Ayla McCallum, who travelled 3 hours one way from Port Punka in regional Victoria down to the western suburbs of Melbourne, to Altona, to the Melbourne ballpark for training. So, yeah, that is, I just tip my cap. Huge props from the coaches for Paige Anders too. Just someone that's only 13, they can't believe just how switched on she is. Always looking for the secondary play. I love seeing all these little ballers. It's just so cute. Just like, we know this is participation, but they're all there to play. They're all there for the making sure they're looking good, playing hard. I love it.
I mean, baseball's 90% looking good. You know that.
It is indeed. Aggressive batting there from Paige Anders, but that's the second out for Quincy and the Jacinda Giants. And that will be time has been called.
Wondering if Quincy's at her pitching cap there. How well she's pitched today. I'm sure they'll be wanting her back on the hill as soon as they can have her back on. So depending on how many they throw, they have required rest periods.
Yeah, so if you pitch between 1 and 20, you don't have to have a rest. But if you pitch between 21 and 35, you have to have a calendar day. If you get up to like 50 pitches, that's half your tournament gone as a pitcher. Because you have to have 3 days. So you might want to be looking at, like, if you're hitting that, it jumps every 15 pitches. So if you're sort of on that edge, like, oh, if I let her pitch another batter, it could be every batter, it could be another day.
Quincy will be at the 40 pitch mark there, but she's still going out there, going at it.
Coach just maybe walking out, just letting her know she's doing a great job, or she's just got one more batter, or wasting time to get someone else to warm up. Maddie Haynes, as we just saw on the hill for the Dingoes, now looking to get things going. Maybe a 2-out rally here in the top of the third, get things started for the Dingoes. Giants 8-0 up.
You mentioned the hot marks earlier, Amy, and one thing I'm enjoying is hearing the dugouts cheering for their pitcher or batter. And a few shouts for Maddie there.
Yes, very vocal crowds. Wasn't quite sure on that one, but maybe miscounted the count, but she doesn't matter. She's at first base. As we see, time is called again, which no, there won't be, is it? Lily Brockwell up for her first at bat.
Might have just been asking whether Maddie needed a runner there as the pitcher with 2 out.
This is why you're here, Ali. Maddie Haynes with a 2-out steal. That was a great jump. And actually, really good effort there from Delacour Batch behind the dish. But great job by Maddie Haynes there.
Mentioned when she was batting, but she's definitely trying to get something going for the Dingoes.
So you're 8-0 up and you're picking off, but you know what? She stole, so
yeah,
fair game.
Stepped off, no throw, but enough that Maddie felt she needed to dive back.
Nice pitch there.
Had a runner bouncing around on second. Rather support, just still come back with a strike. There's good concentration, good focus.
That's a great comeback despite that 2-out walk and stolen base by Maddie Haynes. Quincy Hindmarsh just punches out Lily Brockwell there to end the inning, and that's again 3 strikeouts in the inning from 4 batters. 3 strikeouts in the second inning and 2 strikeouts in the first inning. So the box score line for Quincy Hindmarsh currently reads 3 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts.
That's impressive. That's a very impressive line.
Doesn't matter what league you're playing, they are numbers that I'm sure you, Ali, at Team Australia 2023, Team Australia, would have, at any level, you'd be happy to put up.
With that. More than happy with that.
I would say at that point, she has thrown 50.
You hear the fielding changes here.
Lily S in right field. Now Lily Brockwell in left field. And a 4-6 swap.
Lots of
Page has gone to short. Yeah, and Ollie's gone to
lots of similar and identical names in this team. I think there's about 4 Lilies in this game alone. But we see Quincy Hindmarsh through 52 pitches. So Quincy Hindmarsh is 16. So she pitches, she will have to have 2 days of rest now, because 15 to 16. If you pitch 46 to 60, you have 2 calendar days of rest. So she knows now she'll be out in the field. Her job's done. She can rest up, and probably strategically after that performance, she'll be like, oof, I'm going to try and see how we work her out to make sure she's available for those integral games late in the, hopefully a medal game for the Giants.
And 2 calendar days also, at the end of that is the rest day. So she's actually got 3 days rest there, which would be really good for her arm when she does come back out. Especially with a day of rest, no throwing.
This is Ashley Young. He chases the first pitch, and that gets past the third base of Ruby Llewellyn. That's a nice turn at first base there by Ashley Young too. So not what the Dingoes would like. You'd be hoping down 8-0, you'd be getting that first batter out. But as a pitcher, Ali, what are you now trying to do here with a runner on first as a pitcher? What are you trying to get the batter to do?
Well, I mean, as a team, that's a ball in play. It's a chance at an out. Can't defend walks. So they're swinging. It's good for Maddie, good for the team, gives the opportunity for some outs. And you know what, as a pitcher, you're always one pitch away from a double play.
Yeah, look, we've obviously played a lot of baseball. When you're up by a lot, and there's been a few walks, it can be hard to not get in that, just getting that rut of just facing, just taking the walks and not being ready when you get that one pitch. You might only get one pitch. And yes, you'd be happy with the walk, but you can see here that just from the first batter, Ashley Young, you're just going to go, you know what? The first strike I see, I'm going after. Because you have that luxury of a buffer of 8 runs. You see she gets exactly what you said there, Ali, and she gets that ground ball. So he just short of a double play there, but that was fantastic work there. Paige Anders flipping to Ollie Walker at second base, but the speedy Grilly just beats out the throw. So Young is retired at second base. Grilly now at first. Which brings up Quincy Hindmarsh, who... Quincy is the star of the day. As we said, 3 innings pitched, 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. Let's not forget she actually had that double in her first at-bat in the second inning, which started the 5 runs there. As we see these, a pitching change. That looks like Ollie Walker, a straight 1-4, 4-1.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Ollie Walker? Recently joined the Doncaster Dragons Baseball Club in Melbourne. She's from the western suburbs.
At least someone who just loves the game. She always looks like she's having a fun time out at trainings. And just here to have fun.
Shout out to the great crew bringing this broadcast together and Baseball New South Wales' team. As you can see, we have been flicking between a couple of cameras, so there were some glitches this morning. Maybe there's a bit of mugginess in the lines, but we're just going to leave the wide shot behind home plate for a while they try and work out some of the to get it up and get a test stream going. So bear with us. Looks like a bit of cloud rolling in Penrith. The McKillop Baseball Club, if you're in the area, make sure you head down if you are in the area and you're tuning in. Put some money over the canteen. Tune in. As we can see, as Ollie Walker is warming up, we can see very tiny figures in right field. That would be the warm-up for the second game. As we said, there are 6 days of baseball. Tournament goes from today, Sunday, to Saturday. Wednesday's an off day. So there are 7 teams, 3 teams from New South Wales, 1 from WA, 1 from Adelaide, and 2 from Victoria. And the championship games will be on Saturday. So there are 3 games today. Myself, Amy McCann, Ali Beberay will be bringing these games. We will be bringing you the games tomorrow. So get used to Ali and I talking all things women's baseball. We will throw in some stories from all levels. And we'll try and teach you a bit about the Barclay Cup, about Jacinda Barclay, women's baseball, and of course these players, as we see Ollie Walker comes in and Quincy Hindmarsh, who is just having a day out, chasing that pitch. I think Quincy is a name we're going to be putting a little asterisk next to that. I think in a couple of nationals time, maybe this nationals time, you could be pitching against her at nationals.
Ooh. Bring it on. I think for Ollie coming out there, throwing a strike first pitch is exactly what she needed. Took her time after the warm-up, had a little chat to her infielders. That's 2 straight strikes.
Yeah, I'm liking the aggression.
Really takes second on a pass ball there. Got a good jump, saw it past the catcher. Nice and easy to stand up on second.
Ooh, and that is straight off the umpire's helmet. Tell you what, I tip my cap to anyone wants to catch, but the umpire's standing behind the plate too. You've got so much to contend with, and he just gives the thumbs up to everyone. He's okay. Doing a great job there.
Always appreciate someone checking on the umpire after they take a knock, no matter how small, how big. Nice deep count here for Hindmarsh.
Places that straight back to Ruby Llewellyn. And Ruby Llewellyn, what a great secondary play, always looking for that secondary play. And she takes the catch and goes back to double off really at second base. That's a sensational play. So if you're watching this back on the stream, press rewind and go back. There won't be any replays until the final days, so make sure you jump back in and watch that, because that is a great piece of fielding there from Ruby Llewellyn.
Really good heads up, like I said, looking for that secondary play there.
Wow. And on that note, we will jump just to a break. 8-0, Jacinda Giants as we head to the top of the 4th inning.
I love that. That's just go down my favourite way. Gemma still there. Gemma's still there. Taylor's still there. Maddie is still there. Riley's still there. Chelsea's off on the bench, and just go down the ladder. Don't worry about like swapping through. Just go straight down. Oh, okay. Oh, because it's a full. Yeah. Right. So yeah, Charlie's on. Chelsea's on the bench. Yep. Ash is still there. Yep. Bianca's now at 9. 9. Yep. Quincy is now on the bench. Yep. Lily's on the mound. Yep. Bree is now
Welcome back to the Barclay Cup. It is the opening day. It's the opening game of the Barclay Cup here at the McKillop Baseball Club in Penrith in Sydney. The Chapman Gardens Baseball Oval is hosting the opening game between the Jacinda Giants, who have an 8-0 lead over the Victoria Dingoes. We are in the top of the fourth inning. There have been quite a few changes here after Quincy Hindmarsh pitched the first 3 innings. I think there's been a lot of changes. I'm Amy McCann. Next to me is Ali Beveray. And Ali, we have a new pitcher on the hill.
O'Sullivan comes out, which comes out strong with some strikes there. Ruby Llewellyn, who ended the last innings with a line drive catch into a double play.
Ruby will strike out looking there, which brings the Ruby in the batting 12. We're batting through, so that will take us back to the top of the lineup to Alyssa Jamison, who struck out in her first at bat.
Talk about how well Quincy Hindmarsh threw. This is only Alyssa's second at bat of the game. Half of the lineup for the Giants have had 2 at bats. Some of the benches have woken up, and there's a lot more cheering now.
It's a nice hack by Alyssa there. This is the first game on Diamond 1. There are 2 diamonds in action at the moment throughout the week, so we will be commentating the action on Diamond 1. It's a triple header for each of the first 5 days of competition. And Alyssa chases that one down low. I'm liking this at bat from Alyssa. So we have the Dingoes and the Giants. At 12:15, we double header for the Dingoes. We'll see the Dingoes up against the Seahorses, and then at 3 o'clock we have West Coast Rays versus the second Victorian side. As Alyssa Jamison puts this on the ground, it's too hot to handle for the pitcher, and nice turn by Alyssa at first base there. She's looking to try to go to 2, but she will stay at 1, and 1 out rally for the Dingoes, looking to. 4th inning now, Ali, and you're down 8-0. What are you thinking as a Dingoes player, a Dingoes coach? What are you trying to get out of the back half of this game now?
Well, I was about to say before Alyssa hit the ball that I'm excited for the second game for the Dingoes because they've had some really good aggressive at-bats. They've been swinging hard, and I'm looking forward to them making contact into play because, as a player, keep swinging, it'll eventually come into play, but apparently we're not going to have to wait for the second game as Alyssa just shot one straight up the middle. And behind her, Charlize has come up cracking hard as well. Fouled one back hard. Good aggressive swings.
It's a nice aggressive at-bat there. I like the fact that they're swinging hard. She will go down swinging to bring up Kendra Rutgers, who started on the hill. We'll see Kendra part of the Victorian youth team at the Youth Nationals in Melbourne in March. So Kendra in her 3rd Barclay Cup, one of the leaders. Spoke to Kendra on my podcast the other day. If you tune in Women's Baseball, The Inside Pitch, you can hear from Laura Needs and Kendra Rutgers, and also Dion Teely, the head coach of the Seahorses. And Kendra talks about being a leader at the ripe old age of 16 and how all the young players are looking up to her on the team. I did have a bit of a chuckle of that. I'm to be 16 again.
I think it's really exciting to have leaders at 16 though, Amy, as I'm sure you know. Getting them at any age and keeping them in is fantastic for the sport. And obviously she's got a lot of buy-in there. She's not only wanting to develop herself, but wanting to see her teammates develop as well.
Ooh, she takes that one in the knee there. And it is really important for, Kendra talked about how she loves how the younger players are asking her questions and wanting to learn. They're coming out of a shell. And it was just so resonated with me because that's exactly when I coach Kendra and the younger players. You want them to ask you questions because you just want to impart your knowledge. You want people to come out of their shells. You want everybody, that old adage of you want to throw not just throw the ladder down, but you want to throw the net down to try and bring everybody up. And it's great to see Kendra. It's only going to make her a better baseballer, not just a better person, better baseballer. There's Kendra was hit by that pitch. This is Lily Strawn, one of the many lilies. We'll have to do a count of the lilies and the Maddies and the.
A few lilies at nationals as well across both age groups.
Yes, I think the all Lily outfield in the Victorian team. I think there's a whole team of Lilies and Maddies and at one point. So that places that pitch high.
I think one year we decided on a lineup we could have had where everybody in the team was a duplicate name.
Yes.
Between Abby's, Maddie's and Lily's.
That's right.
And Jess's.
It's well, this week there'll be 2 Amy's in the commentary booth. Amy Cannington, the all Amy crew. So Amy will be sharing the seat. So you keep that seat warm for Amy later in the week. Amy Cannington, a 3-time World Cup representative for the Emeralds. I didn't get a chance to play with you in a World Cup. My career was well and truly done by the time you played your first World Cup in 2023. I retired after the 2014 World Cup, which was Amy Cannington's first World Cup of 3. So I did get to share a World Cup with Amy.
I think between the 3 of us, we've got every World Cup covered though.
Yes, we do. Yep. No, I went to the first 6. Amy went to the 6th, 7th and 8th, and you've gone to the 9th. So pretty good Emerald World Cup representation in this commentary booth for the Barclay Cup this week. Amy and I did have the amazing pleasure of getting to know, playing against and playing with Jacinda Barclay. Jacinda Barclay, obviously this tournament, named in honour of just one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet, one of the most amazing baseballers you'll ever see, one of the most amazing athletes.
Across multiple sports.
Just Barkey's spirit on and off the field, her fierce determination when she was playing, and just her amazing spirit off the field was just, it's really resonating with all of the players now. And I think, Ali, from my perspective, I had the privilege of playing with Barkey when she played her first World Cup. It was my 3rd, and it was her first, and she was only 17. It was a lot to take in. But you didn't have an opportunity to play, I guess, with her or against her. But I think this is the tournament and the stories that are shared keep the spirit alive, and you can learn and take from that.
Yeah, definitely. I think last night you were telling me a story when you first met her, rocked up a little bit late and was just confronted by this bubble of energy that was Jacinda Barclay.
Yes, it was a lot to take. She was very, very full of energy when she was off the field, and she stepped over that white line, and I'd be hard-pressed to really find many who had more determination, fierce determination than she did, as we will just hold that story as Victorian Dingoes cross for the first run of the day. So they have bases loaded with 2 out, and we're going to see a Geordie Richardson, who very good friends with Jacinda Barclay, played World Cups with Barkey too. So yes, no, Jacinda Barclay was just an amazing person, amazing athlete in this tournament. The 3rd edition of this tournament is just such an amazing thing for the players, all of these girls who wouldn't have met her. Some of them might have met her, but they get to learn all about her with people who share. They have story time on the New South Wales teams in particular. They all share the stories. The 3 coaches on the teams are Laura Needs, Tani Lovering and Jordan Richardson, who very, very close friends with Jacinda Barclay, played on plenty of New South Wales teams and World Cup teams with Barkey. So just sharing the Barkey spirit through these girls is just so important for this generation.
And they got to share some of those stories with the rest of the states last night at the welcome dinner. Those 3, along with Katie Gaynor and Claire O'Sullivan, making up a panel to share some of the Barkey spirit with the other states. If we go back to that run crossing the plate, Amy, I think that's really, really good signs for the Dingoes there, because it was aggressive hitting, patient hitting, But it was also some good base running, a ball in the dirt, advanced runners around. And even though they're down, well, now 7 runs, you can keep an eye on the runner at third, even though it's changed now. They're taking aggressive leads. They're making sure that the catcher's got the ball before returning back to their base. It's been a team effort to get that run across the plate. Some good signs for their tournament.
Mr. Jamison that scored that run. I think we'll see Alyssa figure a lot for the Dingoes this week. Funny, I've got brought out my pencil case. I like my colours as I score, and I've just opened up my pencil case, and I haven't used it since the showcase.
What have you found?
In May, and I've actually pulled out a pencil, but I've also pulled out a lollipop.
I know exactly where that's from.
Ali, where's this lollipop from?
That is from Anna Kimbrell, who played with the Victoria Aces from the USA.
World Cup legend Anna Kimbrell brought over lots of American lollies, and I have a lollipop here. I'm sure it's probably, whatever it's made of, it's probably never going to go out of date.
Well, it's a blow pop.
It's a blow pop. I don't even know what that means, but I'm...
Bubblegum.
Bubblegum. Okay, well, that's going to get me through the rest of today, but I've got my colours, and that's, on that note, that is the middle of the 4th. And good to see the Dingoes. No donut for them. They have got one on the board. They would have liked a crooked number, but they have one on the board. And Ali, we know what it's like in baseball. Baseball is a game of momentum. It's a game of streaks. It's a game of form. And when you're down 8-0, if you can have a strong second half of the game, that takes you into, importantly, the momentum. As we see Dan Beberay, you can critique his catching skills there, Ali. They had the double header straight after this, the Dingoes. So even though they were down 8-0, they have a strong second half. They can take that into the next game.
And I think, like you said, momentum. They ended the Jacinda Giants run with a double play, then came up and scored a run. They can keep that momentum going. It's a good move for them.
Still got the Bingo the Dingo in his back pocket.
Well, now that's a little bit closer, you can see that Bingo's got a little chef's hat on. So I've been told that it's the Let It Cook, which is Daniel's told me that it's the young kids' language. You just got to let it cook. So we're letting the Dingoes cook.
Yes, I did learn a bit I thought I was learning at Youth Nationals this year, the youth speak, and then went and commentated the Little League Nationals. So we're going from 13 to 16-year-olds to 9 to 12-year-olds. Half the time I didn't know if they were talking Russian or they were talking English because of I can't keep up with some of the terminology, but...
Well, I've been told that I'm skibbity riz, and
Skibbity riz, okay.
I still don't know whether or not I want
bless
to
you.
be...
Did you sneeze? Or... No?
I still don't know whether that's something if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it changes depending on who's saying it, or I'm just old. Yes,
look, they do make you feel old, but at the same time, I actually feel like they make you feel young. I can't get enough of the opportunities that the girls have now. It is amazing. And I was talking to Laura Needs in that podcast episode, and I asked her if Barclay was here, we know Barclay was here in spirit, what would she be doing in this event? And Lulu's just basically said, look, she'd be running amok. She'd be one of the kids, because she always was, but she'd be so proud of this tournament and the opportunities that the girls have now. And that's a great low outside pitch there from Ollie to retire. Really important for the Dingoes, that first out. They haven't been able to do that at all today. So that's a really great job there. And that's a pop-up. Hey, Ollie Walker, that's cool, calm, collected, just catching that. Welcome back.
But, we said that they needed those outs to keep the momentum. They've got the double play, they played it a run, they've gotten 2 quick outs. The momentum is definitely sitting with the Dingoes at the moment. Will it be enough? Down by 7 runs. really in the box. She's the only left-hand hitter we've seen today.
Yes.
Kendra bats right.
Kendra bats right, yes. And that she laces that one into centre field. And she will start pretty happy with herself over there at first base. That's a 2-out hit up the middle.
I butchered her name a little there. LeGrice, combining two players. Really?
Sorry, LeGrice, not really. Sorry. We are day one learning all these names. As I said, there are 11 teen Lilies, I think, playing in this game, and we are getting used to all of these names. If we do butcher one of the names and you're listening, messages, let us know, because it's good because you're listening.
Oh, as someone who often gets the last name mispronounced.
It's this batter actually, every time she comes up, Brighton actually looks like Jasmine Bentley, the pitching coach from the Dingoes, who is on the Victorian Aces and Victorian state teams.
She's got the high socks happening.
This could be Jazz Bentley batting right now, and I'm sure the Dingoes have probably let Jazz know in the bullpen that she has a doppelganger. Do you have a doppelganger?
When I first started, Hannah Jackson was fairly similar, but I think majority of that was just because we both had red hair and pitched.
Hannah Jackson is a left-hander.
She is, yes.
Hannah Jackson from the Springvale Baseball Club played multiple Victorian teams, has been in an Australian squad, runs very well. And that ball is poked past Ruby Llewellyn, who had that great double play to end the previous inning. And the Jacinda Giants here, bottom of the fourth, 2 out, runners on first and second. So LeGrice with a single, Blyton with a single to left, follows LeGrice's single to centre, which brings up Finlayson, the 13th batter in the lineup. And you're watching going, what? I thought there was only 9 in the lineup. Or you're watching, and you know junior baseball, everyone bats through. So everyone on the rosters will bat through. That pitch gets away from Ollie. Finlay chatting to Jordan Richardson before the tournament about her team. And that ball gets through McCallum there, and runners will advance to second and third. Finlayson, a quiet achiever. He's built confidence in training and made improvements on the diamond, and she's ready to show other teams what she can do in the batter's box. So she has an opportunity to knock in 2 runs to take it to double digits here for the Jacinda Giants. Let's see what Piper Finlayson can do right now with 2 balls, 2-0. And she does that just off the end of the bat there, over to first base, and that'll be an easy pick up, step on first base, and that's a fantastic scoreless inning there. 2 scoreless innings now from the Dingoes. We see Taylor 2 halves, 8 runs in the first 2 innings, and Dingoes have definitely won the second half of this baseball game now so far. There's still some baseball to go, but we will just take a quick break here at the McKillop Baseball Club in Penrith. We'll be back for the top of the 5th. The Jacinda Giants up 8-1 over the Victoria Dingoes. Welcome back. It is the opening day of the Barclay Cup, the 2024 Barclay Cup, the third edition of this fantastic event that is named in honour of Jacinda Barclay, just a legend of life. Jacinda Barclay. This is the opening game. It's the Dingoes from Victoria and the Giants from New South Wales. The Barky Dingo, as we knew her, that's why they're the Victoria Dingoes, and the Giants. Not only did Jacinda represent Australia multiple times at the World Cup in baseball, she was also one of the draft picks early in the AFL Women's and went on and played at the GWS Giants in Western Sydney, where they had a dinner last night. It's 8-0 Jacinda Giants over the Victoria Dingoes, but Ali, I think we've had 4 innings, and if you had a winner in the first half, I would give it to the Giants. But the Dingoes in the second half and the third and fourth would definitely be winning those innings.
Yeah, I mean, that was all started with a double play line drive caught at third base. To come back, played a run, and then put up another donut for the Giants. Now they've got another chance with the bat. See what they can do here. Middle of the lineup.
We have Lily O'Sullivan on the hill for her second inning. Just to recap the day, Quincy Hindmarsh has been the clear standout for the day. She pitched the first 3 innings for the Jacinda Giants, 8 strikeouts across 3 innings, gave up none, and walked 2, as we see Sarah Fielden strikes out to open the top of the 5th. And Quincy Hindmarsh, not only did she pitch 3 and struck out 8, she also picked up a double and scored a run to start the 5-run second inning. 3 in the first, 5 in the second. They've been held scoreless in the third and the fourth, and the Dingoes plated 1 in the top of the 4th inning. Dingoes have a double header on Diamond 1 today. There are 2 diamonds in action here at the McKillop Baseball Club in Penrith, so we are calling the action on Diamond 1. But there is a double header for the Dingoes. They're up against the Seahorses at 12:15 local time, and then this afternoon at 3 o'clock, the West Coast Rays. And we will get to this, just who has the best logo, who has the best hat, who has the best colour. West Coast Rays, who I think their hat is the bomb, and I do believe Michael Finney has a hat for me in Penrith, so I will be forever grateful to anyone from the Victorian team if you bring that hat back to me safely.
From what I remember at the showcase, the West Coast Rays and the Seahorses merch was hot commodity.
They were.
You could trade for that.
They were, and you and I know today you're on the Dingoes, I'm on the Giants. I grew up in Sydney, so I will take. We've got to have a bit of rivalry here in the booth, and I will give you But we're both from Victoria, but your husband is coaching the Dingoes, so you can have the Dingoes for this game, and I'll take the Giants. The next game, are you going to take the Dingoes again? That's okay, because I'm going to take the Seahorses, because Seahorses gave me one of their shirts at Little League Nationals this year.
I do have a Seahorses hat actually on my back over here as well.
Okay, so you make a decision if you want to go Dingoes and Seahorses. I'll take your leftovers. I'm going for everyone.
I don't know that either of those are really leftovers.
No, they're not.
I think we're fighting for both to be both.
We are, but we can't both be cheering for the same team. I want to cheer for everyone, but third game, West Coast Rays and Hornets. I want everybody to win.
Anders is fouling off till she gets her one. It's 3-2 foul. Great jump from Packer.
But Packer walked after Fielden struck out, so 1 out. She's been sent back to first base. I'm not quite sure.
She's not sure why.
We're not sure. No one's actually quite sure what's going on here. Just stay on the base is probably my suggestion for Zali Packer.
She goes again.
And that goes through the fence. You can actually have a look at 3 and not. I think she's still confused at second base, but she's there now. That's all that matters. So the Dingoes, after scoring their first run in the 4th, in the top of the 5th now, they have a runner in scoring position. And that is a big hack from Paige Anders. But she will go down swing. Again, there have been a lot of strikeouts from the Dingoes, but there's been a mixture of looking and swinging. And as we say, it can be an aggressive approach from their hitters there, as we see Geordie Richardson going out to talk to Lily O'Sullivan. There could be a pitching change here. Straight swat. We see the all-white get-up of the Jacinda Giants team.
What did she do?
As we hear Dan just he's actually, he's run 270 feet to steal a base there. That's some junior baseball. There's always something happening, usually 2 or 3 people at the same base, but it doesn't matter. Ali Packer, she's went the scenic route, but she's on second base. A reminder, there is a hot mic for the coaches and the spectators. It's going to give us good entertainment all week here at the McKillop Baseball Club.
Yeah, what's the change? 1, 3, 3 to 1. Easy. I learned that from the
You can see the team down the right field line warming up. That looks like the seahorses down there.
If I heard the scores correctly just then, it's a 1 to 3, 3 to 1, which means the pitcher to first base to pitcher. So it looks like we'll have Bree Peckert on the hill.
Bree and her sister Gemma, the siblings on this team. So Bree Peckert, St George Junior Baseball Club, Eastern Suburbs Dolphins. Shout out to anyone from those 2 clubs if you're listening. Bree is on the hill. She was part of the Barclay Cup last year and also part of the New South Wales youth team this year. That ball is dropped to the second baseman, who'll come up and make the short throw to end the inning there. So what's that? 1 pitch, 1 out from Bree Peckert there. That's, you know what, we talk about your immaculate inning, we talk about your 3-pitch inning. She's just technically just had a 1-pitch inning.
1-pitch innings. Yeah. You can't do much better than that.
You can't.
1 pitch, 1 strike, 1 out.
And that's, unfortunately for the Dingoes, stops their chance of scoring another run. So we are middle of the 5th inning. 8-1 to the Jacinda Giants. Now, Jacinda Giants, Jacinda Barclay playing for the GWS Giants, we know are very orange. So it's nice to see that the Dingoes, they've got some orange in the Barky Dingo, their outfit too. So it's the New South Wales, as we've said, the New South Wales, Baseball New South Wales have sent 3 teams to Penrith. So we have the Giants, we have the New South Wales Ballhers, which is a homage to Jacinda Barclay's brand that she launched, Ballhers. As we know, Jacinda was just an amazing athlete and supporter and really just trying to do everything she could to promote and anything to do with girls and women in sport. And that homage to her brand is the other team, one of the other teams from New South Wales. And the other team is the Cinder Spirit, which goes without saying. This is one of the things that we're seeing, all the players that either knew her, played with and against her, and now we've got a generation that is playing in a tournament named after her honour, and that spirit is something that's really living on through for everybody but Ellie. We are challenged here. We are calling in Melbourne. there are a couple of dogs in the house. So they decided that
They need some attention.
they need some attention. So we are challenging. We're challenged on the field and off the field as we see Ollie Walker will come back out for the Dingoes. We are back to the top of the lineup, the long lineup of 13 players. This is Gemma Peckard, who we just saw her sister throw the one pitch out, get out of the inning as she chases that pitch outside. Gemma got a hit, just shortstop to open the game and walked in her second at bat. This is her third at bat. She felt that the home plate area is looking very scuffed up now. We were remarking on how pristine it was at the start of the game. Shout out to the McKillop Baseball Club grounds crew for getting this field looking very nice. A nice pitch from Ollie Walker there.
Do you know how much the 3 New South Wales teams trained together, Amy? I see that Gemma's listed one of her favourite women's baseball players is Laura Neave. Coaching the other New South Wales club.
And that ball has just got under the centre fielder. And Gemma Peckett will run. I'll come back to you in that. Gemma Peckett will probably go down as a double to centre field. I might be single advancing an error. It doesn't matter what's on the scoreboard.
She's standing on second base.
She is standing on second base. But yes, the teams did train quite a bit together. So they were training for a couple of months and spent a lot of time. The Laura Needs and her dad Pete, as I said, and Tani Lovering and Jordan Richardson and Sullivan, there's all coaching these 3 teams, and Laura Needs has really been one of the driving forces behind that, and they did train together. And they, like the Victoria Dingoes and Hornets, the 3 New South Wales teams have been evenly spread. We've said this is a tournament, it's all about participation, it's about, we know everyone wants to play hard when they go on the field, but if you watch that video on Barclay Cup social channels, if you haven't seen it, go and have a look. Just talking about, all of them just want to go and have fun and meet new friends.
Definitely, and a lot of them mentioned, new friends from other states as well, not just new friends from their own team, which is really cool, especially when you get to nationals. Coming in as an adult to nationals, had a lot of people saying, oh, so-and-so from such a state, and I was like, who? A lot of these girls, they're going to get to nationals, they already know each other. They've played against each other, they've made friends with each other off the field, get a chance to play against each other.
That's a great effort there in right field. But that ball came in. Willie Strawn came in a long way to try and catch that ball.
Did well to get near it.
Really, that was up in the air for a long time there. We now have the Jacinda Giants pressing again. Runner on second base. Sorry, first and second. Sorry, first and third. And now it's second and third. So second and third, none out. So we go back again to the none out situation. And that minimum job the batter needs to do just to poke something to the back of the pitcher. Probably in that situation, I think Ollie had more time than she realised. I think she could have probably held the runner. What would you do in that situation, Ellie?
I think, some game awareness, you try and hold that runner. But I think Ollie went, yep, I've got the ball, I'm going to make sure of an out, and she did that. So, it's better that she at least got an out than none out with runners loaded bases.
That will make it 9-1. As Delacour Batch is now up to bat, so that'll be an RBI for Forbes. As Peckett scored, and now Jones will score, and that ball is into the outfield. She's looking to go too, and I think she might be centre free here. That's a great piece of hitting and running. Delacour Batch with the first triple of the Barclay Cup.
She was motoring around second. She was not stopping.
No, she laced that ball, and that had a run on into the outfield. And there's nothing they could do with that. And she will now make it double digits for the Jacinda Giants. As Peckett and Jones have scored this inning, and we have one out, a runner on third base.
Callan's very aware of that runner there on that bouncing pitch.
Just a score check over on Diamond 2. The other clash, there are, as I said, there are 2 games going on. So it is the Cinder Spirit up 17-5 in the all New South Wales clash. The 3 teams of New South Wales, 2 of them today playing each other. So Cinder Spirit 17, the Barkey Ballhers 5 over on Diamond 2. Okay, 2 out now.
That looked like it was going a fair distance if it had stayed in between the lines, Amy. A really good swing there.
Yes.
Young got all of that one.
Ashley Young, 2 for 2. 2 singles to left field, so likes to pull a ball. She's driven this up in the air, probably a little bit underneath it, and that catch is taken by Maddie Haney at second base. So to retire the side, but not before the Jacinda Giants add to their score. It is the end of the 5th inning, and the Jacinda Giants are up 10-0 over the Victoria Dingoes. We will take a break here at the Barclay Cup, and we'll be back for the 6th inning soon.
Question for you, Jerry. If we get to 2 hours, and then, so even if the home team's batting and ahead, finish the inning? No. No? You call it. I think I won. Okay, easy. Thank you. We'll make up the rule as we go. That's right. That's what I'm here for. Does this for and against count to anything? Because that's the only time that it would really mean anything. Well, it's just it's for the pitches as well. Right. So the pitch counts. Yeah. Correct. You got your 2 hands. They'll either want you to finish it so that there's a for and against, or they won't want you to pitch. 2 more catches. Do you want me to call her, or is she up there?
Welcome back. It is the top of the 6th inning here. It is day 1 of the 2024 Barclay Cup. It is the Jacinda Giants from New South Wales up against the Victoria Dingoes from Victoria.
Funny that.
It's such a great New South Wales Victoria clash to open any baseball event. Victoria and New South Wales have won the majority of the national championships. We know WA have won 3, but New South Wales and Victoria have had a longer history, and it's great to see that next generation coming up. You've been
Always a good rivalry between those two.
I have played many a national championship final against New South Wales, as you have in your career, Ali, and they're always great clashes, even if you are, well, they're not great if you lose, but they're always great games.
They're always good quality games, yes. And I'd agree that they're less fun when you lose.
But some absolute cracking games that I've had against New South Wales, and the coaches of the New South Wales teams here, Jordan Richardson with Amy Sullivan here, and Laura Needs and Tani Lovering. I've had plenty of game against those girls in my time for New South Wales.
I have actually had the absolute pleasure of getting to pitch to Tani Lovering at the showcase down in Geelong. Tani put on a Victoria uniform to be a Victoria Aces player. And that was definitely a highlight for me from that showcase because, I mean, Tani is a legend catching for Australia. So that was a pretty cool bucket list item for me, getting to throw to the Tani Lovering.
Yes, throw to as in catching. So I was like, how are you throwing to? And you're both on the same team. No, you meant throw to.
Yes.
Catching, and we see that's a lead-off walk
for Lily Brockwell.
Which brings up Ruby Llewellyn down at the bottom of the 12 of 12. So the Jacinda Giants, that's a nice hack from Ruby, named after the GWS Giants that Jacinda played with, and the Dingoes, Barclay Dingo. And there's that nice orange homage in the Dingoes as well. So it's great start to the tournament, named after Jacinda Barclay. That ball is popped up. Lands behind the pitcher in second base, and that's a good bit of fielding there. It looked for a moment there that there wasn't going to be any out. It was just going to land in the infield Bermuda Triangle, but good presence of mind there from the fielder to force out Brockwell at second base. So Llewellyn will assume her role at first base with 1 out now. Now, the Dingoes will be very keen to try and score a run or two here because the Jacinda Giants are the home team, and there is a 10-run mercy rule after 5. So, as we see, Jamison pops up for the second out. The Jacinda Giants, if they score a run the next inning, the game will end. So the Dingoes will be very keen to try and not let that happen.
You've mentioned the orange of the Dingoes uniform, reflecting obviously the GWS Giants. Also noticed that the players have got 17 on their left arm. They've got their own playing number on their back, but they've got a 17 on their left sleeve. What's the 17 in?
17 is, of course, Jacinda Barclay's playing number. If you have a look at some of probably the most famous photo of Barky, you can't actually see her playing number, is when she was carried off the field by Tani Lovering and Samantha Hamilton at the 2010 World Cup. Barky pitched just sensationally at that World Cup, and we went on to win a silver medal, and it's just a fantastic photo of her being chaired off by those two. And 17 is her number. As we see, there's a bit going on here on the field, but it's a bit of a late slide there by Ruby Llewellyn, but that is heartbreaking for the Dingoes because they look like they were going to tack on another run there with a lot of runners running the bases. But that's a great bit of fielding there from the outfield to bring that ball in, and then the setup of the catcher as well. Fantastic. So that right there is some great baseball. Not if you're a Victorian fan, you don't get that run, but if you're a New South Wales,
some good aggressive base running.
Yeah,
got to do it now.
a Giants fan, you are loving that, because that doesn't allow that run, which now makes it that little bit easier as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Giants, they need 1 run and the game will be over. The Dingoes would know that. They would want to make sure that they get out of this innings scoreless, and they will look to maybe come back in the 7th. Their game is 7 innings. So right now it will be the Giants either scoring a run here to end it.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, the Dingoes will need to score 10
Very
runs.
big 7th innings.
Very big.
Zali's come back into pitch. Olivia's gone, so Olivia's gone to 5.
Okay, so Zali's pitching.
Yep.
Zali's gone to 5.
Olivia's gone to 5. And Ruby has come off.
And we're back for the bottom of the 6th in the opening game here for the Barclay Cup. Pitching change for the Dingoes. We've got Zali Packer on the hill here. Throwing to Ayla McCallum, still behind the dish. She's had a great day back there. There's been some challenging pitches. She's stopped a lot from going to the back net. Done a very good job there. As we see Ollie Walker heading back to the field on third base.
Zali Packer, her favourite women's baseball player is Totes Dotes, Morgan Doty.
Totes Dotes.
Morgan Doty, who is a legend of the Australian women's baseball scene. Started out in WA, famous walk-off hit to win the national title for WA, the first national title that WA claimed in 2010 on the Gold Coast, and went on then to become just one of the best people on and off the field. She came and represented Victoria. She's represented Australia at 3 World Cups. Very, very good friends with Jacinda Barclay, and she coached the first 2 Barclay Cups, and she's actually the reason behind the Dingoes and the Victorians' second side, which is the Hornets, which was the name of Barkey's first junior club. So Totes Dotes not here this year, but no doubt we'll be tuning in. If you are tuning in, Morgs, hi.
I believe Doty was the coach for the Hornets both years that she coached. Abby McClellan coaching the Dingoes.
Zali Packer now facing Bianca Grilli. As we said, if the Giants score 1 run here, by the count of the mercy rule, 10 runs after 5, the game will end. So looking, if you're a Dingoes fan or if you're Zali Packer, you're really keen to importance here of getting that first out.
I think this might be the last innings anyway on time, Amy. 2-hour games.
2-hour games. Put your finger on the pulse, Ali. So it's tournament baseball. There is a lot, as Grilli takes a walk to start this. There's a lot to keep across. I coached the first Victorian under-15 team. Before the Youth Nationals was a thing, we had a Victorian under-15 team back in 2005. We went to Sydney, myself and Alyssa Tamburino, 2-time World Cup veteran with the Australian Emeralds. We went and we took a team, and it was this every night working out spreadsheets of who'd pitched what and who could play and things like that. It's a challenge, and it's the reason why I sit in the commentary booth now and I talk about it, as that ball is popped up. Quincy Hindmarsh, who has had a day. She
on that
pops
at-bat,
up.
Amy, I did clock some batting gloves that I think matched her
Ooh.
pitching glove.
Okay, so looks like Quincy Hindmarsh is winning on the baseball diamond, both with her talents and her
Style points.
style. It's good to see. We're loving keeping an eye out on. I've been noticing some of the. There's been some knee-high pants. There's been a couple of dirty mids. Jen Beacon will be happy about those dirty mids.
I don't think I've seen a female rock dirty mids quite like Jen.
No, I don't think anyone can do anything quite like Jen can do anything. Shout out to Jen Beacom, who is over in the States playing college ball at the moment. If you tune in to us during Nationals, Women's Youth Nationals this year, Jen Beacom was in the All Amy crew.
Changed her name to Amy for the week.
To Amy Beacom. She is now over in the States, and if you're not following Tread Athletic, get on social media, search Jen Beacom, search Tread, follow Jen Beacom's college story over there. Amazing. First Australian woman to go over and play at that level. And that is swung on by Lily O'Sullivan, and they'll get that force out at second base there. That was a great play up the middle there from Maddie Haynes to get that force out. So that's 2 out for the Jacinda Giants. Nice pitch.
Definitely thought about swinging on that one.
I thought about swinging on 800 kilometres away. It's good effort here by Zali Packer to come out. You're down by 9 runs. And that will be the ball game. That is 2 hours on the dot, basically. And that is a fantastic opening win for the Jacinda Giants, 10-1 over the Victoria Dingoes. I'm Amy McCann. And Ali Beberay, what was your assessment of that game?
Giants came out red hot, ready to go. They showed that both on the hill with some very good pitching. Behind Marsh came after her backing up that performance and some good hits. Dingoes did well to have some aggressive at-bats, and I'm looking forward to those swings that they've taken through this game, making contact in future games for them in this tournament.
Well, we do have a future game with them in a little just under an hour, they have a double header. It is Victoria Dingoes up against the South Australia Seahorses. We will be back to call that. So go and grab something to eat, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do for the next 45 minutes, and we'll be back here at the Barclay Cup at the McKillop Baseball Club. We'll see you soon.